Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my monstera that came down with a case of thrips. If you don't know, thrips are a common houseplant pest. Probably not as common as some others, but I'm thinking about doing a series on how I'm dealing with them. So we're gonna test that out today. So I have thrips and they're ugly and they spread asexually, so that's fun. I mentioned that in my last video of me dyeing my hair, which by the way, this is the finished product. I messed it up and missed a spot when I was bleaching, not like dyeing the color, but when I was bleaching it, and left a big brown spot back here, but I got some assistance or some extra eyes helping me so I could get the back. So if I record this and I see another like brown spot in the back of my head, I'm gonna be furious. But I fixed it and this is what we're working with. Nice orange Halloween color. We love it. We love Halloween hair. I recommend everyone go get Halloween hair. It looks like a wig that comes out of literally a Halloween store. So basically, I'm gonna show you guys what I've been doing with my monstera. I'm just gonna show you what I'm doing. And it seems to be working so far because I haven't seen a ton since the first day it broke out. And the thrips were on my monstera as well as my tea plant. My tea plant was so bad that I had to throw it out and try to propagate it, but I'm not sure how well it's gonna work. But honestly, it's okay because the tea plant was so damaged anyways. And also, I just kind of realized that you probably hear crickets really bad in the background. We have 4 pets that eat crickets. So that's what that is. Sorry. Let's get into the plant maintenance. It is the next day because I ended up filming kind of late last night and it started to get really rainy and I had schoolwork to do. So in my last video, I said that I would be uploading on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm probably gonna have to change that because of the fact that I started school and work again, and I'm getting used to that along with trying to do this as well. So bear with me. I will try to upload twice a week. I feel like people don't actually care about the day that you upload as long as you do. So we're just gonna see what happens. Turn on notifications so you know whenever I upload. So this is the gigantic mess of a monstera here that has thrips. I treated this probably 3 or 4 days ago, and I've looked at it recently and I didn't see any signs of thrips, but they are quite difficult to see. So what I'm gonna do now is just kind of show you what I did. There's various methods to do this. I'm kind of just doing it the most natural way that I can, even though I'm not really super picky about that, if I'm being honest with you. But I'm just using some good old paper towels with water to wipe everything off and wipe off any bugs that I see, which sounds gross, and it is, but you gotta do what you gotta do to get rid of them. And then I'm going back in with a clean one with some neem oil on it and coating all of the leaves. So then the bugs won't want to bite the leaves and suck any of the juice out. I don't know what to call it, but the neem oil prevents them from eating the leaves because they don't like it and it is toxic to them, I believe. And if you coat the plant well, it technically can suffocate them, but I don't know. I just know it gets rid of them. I'm not sure the technicality of it, but I know it gets rid of them. So that's what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna try to make this kind of like a series of how I'm dealing with my houseplant pests, because I've only dealt with a couple so far, but this is the first time I've ever had thrips. So I'm kind of like thinking about doing videos whenever I find them, so then I can show you guys how I'm combating it, because a lot of people don't even know that houseplants can get pests, and they absolutely can, and if you don't realize it or catch it, it can kill all of your plants. We're just gonna get into cleaning the leaves now. So I was saying, thrips will hide out on the underside of leaves. So if you turn it over, I haven't seen any yet because like I said, I did treat it. However, thrips are one of the harder ones to get rid of. But luckily, I am not seeing any. Hopefully it stays that way, but I do want to show you what they look like. So you'll usually see them close to the stem coming out here and closer to the veins that come out in the leaf. But they do roam around the whole plant, and they're very, very small. They can either be black or they can be white or tan, I believe. The ones I've seen are white, which I think means they're not fully grown, which makes it harder to see. So I've basically just been cleaning all of these leaves off and trying to find one, but I don't see any, thankfully. I moved it to the bathroom and it's been doing really well in here for some reason. So it grew off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new growth leaves coming out here. I'm not really sure why, because in the bedroom it was doing okay, it just wasn't growing. So I'm thinking I was maybe giving it too much light, because I brought it in the bathroom, which has no windows, and it's like popping off. I don't know what that's all about, but I'm probably gonna take that into account and not put it so close to the window next time, because it seems like I was giving it too much light, which I'm pretty sure monstera in general just don't like light as much as some plants do. I believe they do best in moderate light. I could be wrong about that. It's been a long time since I've checked. I got rid of them. That's going to be like honestly shocking, because every single person I've talked to has said that these are like the worst things ever to try to get rid of. And in my opinion, the worst thing ever to get rid of is either mealybugs or spider mites, because they never go away. Oh my gosh, we have mealybugs on a cactus right now, and it's really annoying. I can do like a separate thing about that, but like seriously, dealing with those is probably the worst. They're one of the ugliest pests ever, and they're gross. And spider mites, they're not like super hard to get rid of, but it seems like they just keep coming back. I want an example of a thrip, or yeah. I want them to be gone, but I want to show what they look like. I mean, if I don't find one, I can put a picture up. Now, if you ever notice that they do have, if you ever notice that they do have pests, then you need to take them away from your other plants and like quarantine them, so then they won't spread. And also, if you think you have the problem under control, I recommend keeping it in there for longer and keeping an eye on it, so then you don't put it back and accidentally infect all of your other plants. And honestly, if you don't even feel like dealing with it, like if you have a bunch of plants, or if you have one that you just don't really care about that much, or maybe it's just like a super common one and it has bugs that you don't want to deal with and you want to get rid of it, I understand. But I don't want to get rid of my monstera because I really love it, so I'll deal with it. My other plant that had the thrips was beside it, and it was a tea plant, which was over fertilized, so it was like burnt anyways. So I basically tried to propagate it, and I threw the rest of it away because I didn't want to deal with it, and the plant looked like bad and leggy anyways. But I tried propagating it. It's in a glass with water I'm not sure if that's gonna work because they have a different structure than a lot of other plants, but I'm just gonna keep an eye on it and see what happens. If not, it's not the end of the world. I really don't see any. I think I got rid of them, which is shocking, but also like I'm happy that I did. Oh, and also I think I mentioned this earlier, but they asexually reproduce. So if you have one, you're gonna have more because they don't need a partner to make more. And when they lay eggs, I believe I was reading and it said they can lay up to like 60 to 80 at a time. So yeah, definitely keep your eye on it if you notice thrips for sure. I don't believe all houseplant pests, I don't believe they all asexually reproduce. That's just a really disgusting and unfortunate thing about thrips. I really don't see any. And look how cool that leaf looks. Isn't that awesome? And like it unfurls and it has those like cuts in it, or I forget what they're called, but the splits in the leaves. And it's so cool to see a new one come because it's always so light and really thin and delicate, and then it gets like rougher and turns more dark green. It's just really cool to watch, honestly. It kind of looks like, oh, is that one? No. It kind of looks like there's just a lot of damage on this leaf because you can see the marks on it where it's been bitten, but I don't see any signs of activity. But I'll show you here. I don't know if you'll be able to even see it. But there's like, I don't want to break this leaf either. There's like tiny holes where you can see that they were biting here, and there's like tiny marks up here. It's really hard to see, but yeah, it takes a good set of eyes to be able to even tell that you have them, to be quite honest. So I definitely recommend checking every once in a while to make sure that you don't have like this super crazy outbreak. Because if you notice that your plants are like declining and you can't find any like specific reason as to why, it could be that you have some little critters running around. I really don't see any. That is honestly insane. Like, I am shocked that I don't see any. Did I check every leaf? I think I got rid of them on like the first try. But to be fair, when I found out that it had thrips, I took neem oil and sprayed it literally so much to the point where I was like, it was dripping, because I did not want this plant to die, because this was the first plant that I was ever super excited about and super excited that I found. So this one's special to me and I don't want it to die. What I did first, I'll still show you even though I don't see any. However, there could be some like stragglers here. What I did is I took this neem oil, any type of neem oil really, and I took the damp-ish paper towel and I sprayed it on there, and then I grabbed the leaves and gave it a good coating of that oil so you can see it shine a little. Really make sure you get the undersides. That's for any pest really. Make sure you really get the undersides of the leaves, because a lot of them do like to hang out on the underside. So I did that to all of them, and then just to be safe, I went through with some more and sprayed the crap out of it. Like down here, I was like spraying it like crazy. And neem oil is not bad for humans. I wouldn't say you should consume it. But a lot of the reasons why people do not want to use chemicals is because of the fact that they're in your house, which is completely understandable. So I recommend, if you're going to use chemicals, take it outside at least, or do it somewhere where you're not going to be ingesting it or breathing it in. So I mean, if you do it in your bathroom, I don't know, like grab a mask or something. Like, everyone has masks right now, so that would probably help you out. Oh, and also these sticky traps here will help with thrips as well. There might be one on here actually. It kind of looks like there is, but I don't think you can see that. There's two little dots there. However, that could be something else. But that will help if you see a really bad issue and they appear to be coming out of the soil, because that's where they will come from. And the sticky traps will prevent them from moving up onto your plant. I think I caught the outbreak early enough for it to not be a huge issue, but it's never too bad to be safer rather than sorry, am I right? Also, if you live somewhere where you have like a garden or you have like a plant like this outside, you can get obviously pests outside, and thrips also come outside. And what I will say is that there are predators that you can buy. So if you get ladybugs, they will kill them for you and also not do any harm to your plant. So I know a lot of people will do that if they have like a greenhouse or if they have a garden. But indoors, I don't know if you want ladybugs everywhere. But I thought I would mention it because I thought that was pretty cool, and also a good way to get rid of them without doing a bunch of treatments. That's basically what I've been doing to get rid of these guys. I use neem oil on all of my plants. Some people say it's not that effective, but it helps to, especially with the thrips, it helps because they won't want to eat the plant that has the oil all over it, and it can suffocate them if it gets on them and coats them. But for other pests, people have said that it's not a killer, which is true. It's a preventative. So if you spray it on there, if you don't notice anything, you'll be less likely to have them because they won't be drawn to the plant that has it. However, with the thrips, they will die if they are suffocated and eating all of this oil because they are on there. But for others, it's not as easy, I guess I should say. I'm not sure how to word that and make it sound like it makes sense. It's probably not necessary to spray all of them, but I will say that if you have a ton, it might be nice to go through and do a little treatment or spray down every once in a while just to make sure that you're good. And it'll also give you the opportunity to really inspect and make sure that they are in good condition and not festering with weird creatures. Hi, I'm back in a room. It has crickets and a really loud furnace. So I'm gonna try to talk loud and sum up what just happened. So I was trying to show you guys thrips on my monstera, but I think I caught them and got them all because thankfully I did not see any. And all I did was wipe off all the leaves with a damp paper towel with some neem oil on it, and then I saturated the leaves with neem oil. Now, like I was saying, neem oil is deterrent for pests. It doesn't necessarily kill them, but it deflects them from wanting to come onto your plants. With that being said, with thrips, it can suffocate them if they are on the plant, and if they ingest anything from the plant with neem oil, that can also kill them. Thrips are a pain in the butt, and they reproduce asexually, like I said, and they're very hard to see. And you can get pests literally any way. I live on the 3rd floor of an apartment, and I'm telling you that we get them. It doesn't mean that you're dirty. It doesn't mean anything, okay? You can bring them in on your clothes and not know it. They can come in on something. They just find a way. They always find a way to get in somehow. I'm gonna insert a picture of the thrip. I probably already did, so you can see what they look like. And I want to also add that neem oil smells kind of garlicky, which is kind of gross, but you have to put up with it, or you have to put up with a bunch of dead plants or find an alternative method, which might be a little bit difficult if you don't want to use any chemicals. But antibacterial soap, I believe, mixed with water and spraying that on there can also do a natural extermination. So they will be killed from the soap with the water. There are mixes and different brands and stuff for that online. I can do a video in the future of me trying that method. I've personally never tried it. I always stuck with neem oil and just manually cleaning the plant, and that always worked for me. But I'm willing to try it out because that might be maybe the best way to do it. I just haven't been doing it. If you guys like this video and would like to see more of me dealing with houseplant pests and introducing the different types, so then you guys are aware that they exist and how to deal with them, let me know and I will do that for you. Episode 1, thrips. Episode 2, probably mealybugs. Episode 3, probably spider mites. Leave a comment and let me know, and if you've had any pests on your plants, let me know. Or if you have any different methods, maybe that I didn't mention, or maybe that you think work better, also let me know, because I could really use anything that'll make this process easier. It's not super hard, it's more of a pain, but yeah. So if you'd like to see more like this, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and press the notification bell so then you know when I upload, because I started school and work again and my schedule is crazy and I'm not sure what's going on. So I'm gonna try sticking with uploading twice a week. It just might not be on the days that I had originally set. That's all. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.